so much for being here today. We have a full house. I'm so excited. My name is Amy Denton, and I'm one of the co-owners here at Pediatrics Plus, alongside my husband Todd, and then Krista and David Taft, the other two people still standing out here. But we're so thrilled you all are here. We have been graced with the presence of some very special guests, so I'm going to recognize some of them. And then we're going to hear a quick song from some of our wonderful little preschoolers. The first person I'd like to recognize is Jeff Pipkin from the Russellville. He was like, no, Area Chamber of Commerce, and he and some representatives are here, and they're going to help us with the ribbon cutting afterward. Also, we've got Russellville Mayor Bill Eaton, and he's going to say a few remarks here shortly. Also, we have State Representative Andrea Lee. She's here. You can stand that way. And then Randy Zook with the Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce. And then we have Grant Tennille, who has been wonderful to us and comes to our events and from the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. So we're so thrilled they're all here, and all of you that came, especially some of our parents that are here, we're really excited to see you. But before we get started, I'm going to have you guys listen to our wonderful little kiddos do a little song for you.
Good job. Stand right here by Jax. Get your hand up. Good job.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The riders on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The riders on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. The rider on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down, all through the town. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 wah. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 all through the town. The mamas on the bus go shh, the mommies on the bus go shh, all through the town. The daddies on the bus say, I love you, I love you, I love you. The daddies on the bus say, I love you, all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town.
Thanks, guys. That was really great. So you've just seen why we're here. You've just seen our purpose. We've been serving the community of Russellville for about 8 or 9 years now. We've provided occupational speech and physical therapy in our clinic and around in the community, and we are so excited finally to open this facility and be able to add our developmental preschool component. So those kids you saw are all here enrolled in our preschool. Some have special needs, some don't. We're an integrated program here. We love that because there are kids here who their siblings can come with them. And so we are just thrilled to be able to be here. I think we had about 2,000 square feet before, is that right, Kara? And now we have 23,000 square feet. So I really encourage you after it's over, if you can have time to come and tour and see all the wonderful things we have to offer for these kids. We really spent so much time and energy designing this facility. We've had amazing architects and developers and basically anybody who helped make this building come to life is such a great part of our Peace Plus family now. We've actually used them multiple times. So we're so thrilled that we're here and able to celebrate the opening. We're going to have a little short video, and then we'll start some remarks from some of our special guests. Okay, now we're going to have a few remarks from some of our guests. The first person that's going to come speak is our Mayor, Bill Eden.
Thank you very much, and I just want to say welcome to everyone who is here. That parents, raise your hand if you're a parent or you have a student here. That's terrific to see you folks here. We are so excited about having this facility, and I just want to say thank you to the people that had the interest, desire, and innovation to make something like this happen, and that it is a part of the city of Russellville. You know, I think, if I'm correct, it was just over a decade ago that this whole idea was just a dream. And as I understand it, you started with just a handful of children. And the reason for its existence, or any existence for something of this nature, is the needs of our kids and their families, so that they can maintain what they need to maintain as a family and relationships. And that is not always easy, as we know. It's hard work and it's demanding. Now, I read something about your core values as part of this organization, and that communication, compassion, excellence, faith, and family and integrity are all parts of that. And that's what we should all be striving for in our daily lives and with our fellow man. We, this community, needs to stand behind small businesses and organizations of this nature, particularly those that are involved with the enrichment of the family and society as its goals. And it's my pleasure to say that we are glad to have you in Russellville in your new facility, and thank you for considering us and becoming a part of what we believe is a great place to live and raise a family. Thank you all.
Thanks so much for having me. Let's see, I'm following a bunch of kids, and I'm between you and lunch. This would be called a rock and a hard place, so I will be brief, I promise you that. First of all, I'm here as President of Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce, but I'm also here as a big fan of this entire realm of activity. I live with and married to a longtime special ed teacher, Diane Dixon Zook. She was at Dixon for a long time before we married. But she was one of the early pioneers in special ed education, and then became director of special ed in North Little Rock Schools for several years. So I have to go back and report to her that I've done my good deed for the day. I hope I get bonus points for having we'll see how that turns out. But I actually do understand what occupational therapy, speech therapy, all these other developmental activities consist of, and have a great appreciation for them. The work you are doing is the Lord's work, as we say, in more ways than one. I congratulate you on this terrific facility. I guess I should probably comment it on a business as the State Chamber of Commerce, because it is a significant business in each of the communities it finds itself operating in. This is a classic entrepreneurial response to a profound market need. And it's wonderful to see the success that the organization has carved out and continues to deliver on with these new facilities opening. Ironically, I drive by the Little Rock facility and had no idea what it is. I have to go by and pick up my sister-in-law periodically, who's in an assisted living facility on Aldersgate Road, and I kept driving by there thinking, what in the world do they do over there? Well, now I can answer that question with confidence, and it's wonderful to see the success that the organization is having. This is a significant employer, among other things, a wonderful provider of services, but with nearly 400 employees across the state, this is a real payroll. This is not your normal small-time operation. This is a major business, flourishing, succeeding, finding its way, providing really badly needed and obviously successful services in a number of communities. I wish you well. I hope you continue to expand Denton's and Taps. I know that probably sounds a little daunting at this point. You want to get this one up and running before you think about another one. But I'm sure there are communities, I can promise you, there are communities across the state that would welcome you with open arms. So congratulations. Thanks for having me. Good luck in this really worthwhile work. Thanks.
Thanks, Amy, and like Randy, I'm going to try and be brief, but I do think there are a couple of things that it's important for me to try and point out today. First and foremost, I'm here almost entirely in a personal capacity. AEDC doesn't do programs related to this area of business. So the AEDC and the state doesn't have incentive dollars in Pediatrics Plus, but I think, if I'm right, this is the third one of these that I've been to, in Conway and in Little Rock and now here, and the reason is really pretty simple. This is a business. There's no question about that, and it has to be a business in order to be able to survive and offer the services that it does. But I've had a lot of experience dealing with this sector of our care economy, and got to know Amy and Todd when I was still in the governor's office. And the one thing that I learned in watching these guys and many of their colleagues try and survive in the environment that the mesh of federal regulation and state regulation and everything sort of has them snared in. They're kind of succeeding despite our best efforts to make it nearly impossible to be in this business. But you learn pretty quickly that if what you want to do is make a few $1 million, I can name 500 easier ways to do it than what these guys are doing. So it's a calling. You're here, you're in this business because you believe in what you do, you see the need, and you're motivated to get involved. And that's why, in a lot of ways, Todd and Amy make such a great team, because after watching for a few years, I'm pretty convinced that Amy would just give all the money away. Just be, here's what we need, go spend the money. Todd is the one of the partners that's saying, okay, now wait a second. Yes, we know the need is there. And yes, we are probably more capable of addressing it than anybody in the state, but we can't go broke and end up living in a refrigerator box trying to do this. And so it's a great mix. And that great mix has led to two very, very important things happening. Children being served all over the state of Arkansas, and north now of $20 million being invested by these guys and their partners and the banks into local economies, employing people, and even more important than the people that are employed here, and they're incredibly important, is what the video talked about. It's creating opportunities for people with different abilities to gain the education and the skills they need to join our society as productive citizens, to have access to independence, to have access to the sorts of things that everybody thinks about all the time, which is, how do I want to live? How can I make my life better? And that's the work that goes on here every day. And I can't thank Todd and Amy enough for their dedication, for their continued investment, for their willingness to really be leaders in this sector. You know, in addition to working here 24 hours a day and around the state 24 hours a day, Amy serves us all on advisory committees that are really trying to help figure out how we deliver these services better, more efficiently, how we save money so that we can spend it smarter. It's not just a question of what do we take away, it's a question of what are we doing right, how do we do more of that and less of the things that aren't working. And it's a constant sort of evaluation process that Amy's given a lot of her time to serving not only her constituents here and her business, but children with these needs all over the state of Arkansas. So thank you very, very much. And thank you all for being here today. And I suppose I will wait patiently for my 4th appearance at a Peds Plus opening somewhere coming soon down here. So thanks again.
Yeah, thanks again for everyone being here today. A couple things I wanted to do is, one, I wanted everybody here that works with Peds Plus or Community Connections, you'll stand up. Okay, so just a few people here who have that calling that Grant talked so eloquently about.
Thank you.
Everybody who had a part in the development and the construction and the architectural work of the building, stand up. And the banking.
Carol.
The banking. Carol, that'd be you. Andrew. We had a great team on this. It was, as you know, the Hogwild building, and had a great shell. But we probably won't ever do this again. We'll probably build from scratch. Trying to fit everything Amy wants into a little bitty box. Even if it's 23,000 feet, still not enough. But in any case, again, I want to thank everybody for being here today. It's wonderful to be here in Russellville. We've been here for a number of years. I can remember about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I came back through Russellville. I stopped in. Nobody knew who I was. I walked through, and one of the girls was like, "Who is that?" I was kind of checking things out, and I go, "This is awful. We're not doing this anymore." And so that was kind of the day that we decided we need to take the next step. And what we've learned is that in the beginning we take these small little 2,000, 3,000 square foot areas and do therapy. And what we've learned is we now can figure out what community needs us, and we go in with the whole thing. And Russellville is exploding right now, but I just want you to know that what we're trying to bring to the community is a different standard of care, a different level of expertise, a different level of calling. People who are here who really care about the kids, who really want to make a difference, because they're the ones that are going to run this place when we all die, right? So we got to get it right. So great quote by JFK up there, and I told Dave and Amy earlier, I guess last week, we're going to put that in our foyer in every one of our locations, because I think that's at the heart of why we're here. So that's enough for me. There are some cups and cookies back there in the foyer that Lindsay says are amazing. The cookies. The cups are just normal cups. Don't eat those.
Take them with you.
The cookies are amazing. She said she had one. She tested it. So, and then I guess we're going to have...
We're serving lunch
back here.
Yes.
You guys that have not toured the facility, please do so. Any questions you have, there's about 20 of us that you can ask. We just thank you so much for being here today.